There are films that do not rely on spectacle or dramatic twists, yet they leave a lasting impression because of how honestly they reflect real life. This story about Futaba and Yumi begins quietly, almost gently, much like the personalities of the two young women at its center. From the very first moments, the film draws us into the emotional world of people who are kind, thoughtful, and well-intentioned, yet often feel overshadowed by their own uncertainty. It speaks to anyone who has ever hesitated to take the next step or felt overwhelmed while standing at the threshold of adulthood. Futaba and Yumi graduate from university with the same hope many young adults carry, to find a place where they belong. They are diligent students and genuinely good people, but their shyness becomes an invisible wall. Job interviews become stressful experiences. Group discussions feel intimidating. Even simple conversations sometimes exhaust them. The film does not exaggerate these struggles. It treats them with respect and understanding, showing how emotional barriers can be just as real as any external challenge. Yet, despite repeated setbacks, neither Futaba nor Yumi gives up. They refine their resumes, send applications, and push themselves to step outside their comfort zone. Their persistent effort becomes the first message the film sends. Growth is not always about dramatic leaps. Sometimes it is about getting up every day and trying again. The film reflects experiences that many people have gone through, but are rarely portrayed authentically on screen. Futaba and Yumi's quiet persistence leads them into a moment that feels almost accidental, yet profoundly meaningful. Their first interaction with Mr. Kawa unfolds with a softness that immediately sets the tone for what follows. He notices their polite curiosity and greets them without hesitation. Unlike the formal interviews they previously struggled through, this exchange feels human and comfortable. When he learns that they are searching for work but lack experience, he offers them something they did not expect: a chance. Not a guarantee, not a grand promise, just a simple opportunity to learn. The film portrays this moment with emotional maturity, showing how small acts of trust can feel monumental to someone who has been waiting for a sign that they belong somewhere. Their first days at the restaurant are filled with ordinary tasks. Futaba and Yumi are clumsy at first, often unsure whether they are doing things correctly, but Mr. Kawa guides them with patience. He demonstrates rather than criticizes, supports rather than pressures. Through his gentle approach, the film illustrates a valuable lesson. People thrive when they are taught with encouragement rather than fear. Futaba, who tends to observe before acting, begins to flourish. She studies the way Mr. Kawa interacts with customers, noting the respect and attentiveness he offers everyone who walks through the door. The restaurant becomes a space where she feels safe enough to try, make mistakes, learn, and improve. Yumi, though still quiet, finds comfort in the routine and the feeling of being part of something meaningful. The two women begin to understand that their personalities are not flaws. They simply needed an environment that allowed them to grow naturally. Mr. Kawa, after witnessing their efforts, expresses his appreciation not for their perfection, but for their genuine desire to learn. It is a subtle moment, delivered without exaggerated music or dramatic shifts. Yet it resonates deeply because of its truthfulness. Many people search for validation in grand achievements, but the film reminds us that recognition rooted in kindness can be equally transformative. The restaurant is no longer just a workplace for Futaba and Yumi. It becomes a turning point, a place where their self-doubt begins to soften, where they start seeing who they could become with consistent support. The climax is not defined by conflict, but by the emergence of confidence born from compassion, marking a meaningful shift in their internal world. As the narrative progresses, the film shifts its focus inward, exploring the deepening emotional bond between Futaba, Yumi, and Mr. Kawa. This stage of the story does not rely on conflict in the traditional sense. Instead, it uses gentle tension, the kind that arises when characters evolve, face new responsibilities, and begin to confront the quiet fears they once avoided. The film uses this space to highlight how growth often comes with a mixture of uncertainty and newfound strength. The emotional drama of this section emerges when the film gently introduces signs of Mr. Kawa's declining health. The portrayal is subtle, respectful, and free of distressing imagery. Futaba observes these signs with a quiet concern. The turning point came late at night, after the restaurant had closed. Although it was past closing time, Futaba returned, as usual, to clean up and prepare for the next day. Without dramatization, it becomes clear that Mr. Kawa sees in her not just a hard-working employee, but someone who approaches life with sincerity, someone who carries the same values he spent years building into his restaurant. Their conversation is soft, almost reflective, and the film allows the silence between their words to speak volumes about their mutual respect. The film presents this development with warmth and maturity. It becomes clear that Mr. Kawa, despite his age, is still deeply committed to the restaurant and to guiding Futaba and Yumi. However, he also recognizes the natural passage of time. He begins involving Futaba in decisions, more frequently asking her opinion on scheduling, letting her handle inventory, and gradually stepping back from roles that require more physical energy. These moments are portrayed not as burdens, but as expressions of trust. This emotional exchange becomes the core of the drama, not a conflict, but a transition. Mr. Kawa begins preparing to step back, not because he is defeated, but because he believes Futaba is ready to step forward. The scene closes with a quiet acknowledgement of her growth, delivered through a warm, reassuring expression rather than a grand speech. The drama lies in the maturity of recognizing change, accepting it, and trusting the next generation to carry something meaningful into the future. The film concludes with a quiet, affirming message. Growth begins when someone believes in us, but it becomes lasting when we learn to believe in ourselves. Futaba's journey shows that kindness, patience, and steady effort can transform even the most uncertain beginnings. The movie encourages viewers to value guidance, embrace learning, and recognize that meaningful opportunities often arise from simple acts of trust and sincerity.